this is Mirnaya, and I'm going to be continuing my test casts with last Sunday's Defiler tour, number 58, where I'm going to be continuing with the winners' quarterfinals. This is going to be Goodman versus IFU Cryoc. Map is Electric Circuit, Game 1. Let's get going. So, spawning at the 10 o'clock position as the Green Terran, we have IFU Cryoc. And at the 2 o'clock as the Teal Protoss, we have Goodman or Gay. Well, what a name. I think I'm going to call him Goodman for good measure. So, neither player is going to go for some extreme proxies. First pilot is built and the first supply depot is being constructed. This is a best of 3. And the barracks is going down within the main, while Goodman is getting quite high on minerals, so I'm guessing it's going to be a 12, a Nexus on 12. Yes, it's certainly going to be that. And just as he reaches 400 minerals, there goes the Nexus. And let's see if Cryoc begins with anything aggressive that could potentially punish that. The probe that has built the Nexus has gone out to scout, and he is going to scout Cryoc on the first attempt, and Cryoc sent out his SCV there. It's going to encounter the probe. So, and the SCV should... I think from the angle which the probe came from, it should be, I think I should have been able to decipher that Goodman has spawned at the top right. In any case, Cryoc has scouted the middle to see if there were any proxy gates building, and is going to build his first factory right after the barracks is finished. And pumping 2 Marines, the probe has scouted the main and is returning to the base, while the 12 next finishes. In Goodman's base, 2 gates and a core going down. It was a gate, core gate. Factories heading on the machine shop quite quickly, so it's I'm guessing it's either going to be a old school siege expand or a fake double attack. Cryoc has he knows that Goodman has to be 2 o'clock, but he has yet to scout the base and see what's going on there. First zealot is out and is positioned at the common choke, the main and the natural. Dragoon range is upgrading, and after the first zealot, Dragoons are coming out as normal. Oh, Cryoc built 5 Marines, 6 Marines, and the 7th one is building. Vulture mines being researched, the first tank is about to be out, and I guess he's going to move out as soon as the first tank is done, and he will build vultures and make them, since they're faster than the tank and the Marines, the vultures will eventually catch up to the bush, so they will arrive at the natural choke at the same time. What happened to the scouting SCV? It either got taken out or it went back. I think it went to the base and got taken out. Oh, this is going to be a strong attack. 3 SCVs being pulled with the first vulture. There's an 8th marine building, and is Cryoc even going to throw down a command center at all? 1 zealot and 2 dragons are out. Natural gas being taken. Main gas has already been taken. What units are building from the gateways? Dragoons being pumped, and the bush arrives at the natural. The SCVs in front tank the dragoon shots unless the dragoons deliberately target fire, and this does seem like a very strong attack from Cryoc. The probes gather around the nexus and waiting for a good time to move out. Okay, they encircle and kill the SCV who is about to build the bunker. 3 SCVs are still alive and still taking dragoon shots. 3 dragoons and the zealot are down. Only 1 dragoon remaining, but the rest should pop out. Yes, they just do. But Cryoc has managed to break the natural defenses and is right now sieging down the nexus. How is the tech? Siege mode is almost done, which is going to make Cryoc's position even more powerful. And yes, he is not expanding. He is trying to at least bring down the Protoss natural with this push. The vulture is mining up the choke between. Oh, a great mine hit, and there is 1 dragoon left with 2 tanks hits left on him. It looks like siege mode finishes and the tank takes up the siege position. It looks like there is not much Goodman can do to save his nexus. I think since the tank is sieged, he might have wanted to make a round of zealots to tank for the dragoons as they move out. It's a very precarious position, and the natural nexus does fall. Robo is complete, but okay, there are the zealots queued up. I wonder if he will add an additional building for the Robo, or if he's just going to try and build a shuttle. Oh yes, he is building a shuttle to be able to drop the zealots on top of the sieged tank. In the meanwhile, Cryoc, having seen that he has managed to take out the fast expansion of the Protoss, is going to take an expansion of his own, and now he's ahead. He's going to be ahead in economy because of that. He lends the barracks to make a wall at his natural, and is going on as normal, getting an engineering bay, okay, Goodman actually got a support bay, but I don't see any reavers on the way. Oh, it's not actually going to be a zealot drop, so he's not trying to dislodge Cryoc's forces from the natural, but rather he's going to elevator his dragoons down to go for a counterattack at Cryoc's natural, or well, at Cryoc's base. I think he does not know that Cryoc has expanded yet. However, there's 4 dragoons now, and there's going to be 2 more. There are 2 sieged and 1 unsieged tank. I think they should. Well, 6 dragoons might be too much, but they should definitely have been able to deal with 4 dragoons. Cryoc's building a missile turret, maybe fearing the shuttle, or well, he didn't really see what was going on in the main unless he scanned. Oh, he doesn't have a scanner, so he might think that as a desperation move, Goodman might be going for Dark Templar. In the meanwhile, Goodman has managed to elevator 6 dragoons to the middle of the map, and he's pushing out with a shuttle that has 2 zealots and a reaver in it. This does actually look like a strong attack unless the shuttle gets careless and, well, 1 zealot I think died within the shuttle, but the other one gets out. The reaver gets target fired down by the tanks. Good job. But since the rest of the tanks were sieged, now it is Goodman who is sieging down the Terran's natural. The SCVs come out to fight, and there's yet another tank that was built. This push should be stalled. There's only 1 dragon left of the attacking force. It does take down the tank, and the zealot gets trapped and killed by the SCVs. So this looks like kind of a failed attack From Goodman, he can keep microing that one Dragoon to fire at the SCVs, but it's not terribly effective. Wow, 8 kills on that Dragoon. Okay, it's quite effective. I'm sorry. Next tank comes out and cleans up the remainder of the attack. Goodman has taken his mineral only since there is a Terran army at his natural, which does have gas. I believe there was an extractor there, definitely, but Goodman has not mined any gas from his natural. Okay, vultures are laying defensive mines at the natural choke. The turret is still up, and there is one unsieged tank protecting the natural. eBay is lifted for scouting, probably seeing if Reaver will try and take down the disruptor. I don't really see any other reason why it would be in that position, or it might be for catching shuttles that would try to elevator units into this part of the main and try to backstab. +1 vehicle weapons are being upgraded, and there is the first attempt of Goodman to break out, but the Zealot was way in front of the Dragoons, so the Zealot went down, but the Dragons should be able to clean this up, no problem, despite the SCV repairing. Oh, here the Dragoons methodically clean up the SCV, which was actually a bad idea, since there was one Dragoon that was taking continual fire from the Marines while the SCV was being destroyed, and that Dragoon died promptly. So, after a attack and counter-attack, which, one took out an entire natural and the other caused significant damage and took out quite a few SCVs as well as the entire force of Cryoc that was defending the natural, the game seems to have stabilized, and both players are going to end up on 3 bases, completing at around the same time. And the supply-wise, it's kind of even. Just looking at the supply, it shows a slight Protoss advantage. And Cryoc looks like is going to set up strong defensive positions while moving out with speed vultures onto the map to set up minefields and maybe to harass Goodman. However, on the electric circuit, okay, Cryoc cleverly lays mines on the middle of the map to basically to keep vision, and also to block one of the paths that he will not be taking with his push towards the Protoss base. So this is basically shutting down a flank from preventing Goodman to exploit that with a quick army movement, because, well, as you can see, he has to walk in slowly with an observer and Dragoons slowly clearing out the minefield. The vultures retreat, and we'll see probably. Will they see the shuttle? I think. Yeah. The vultures definitely saw the shuttle. It has a Reaver and 2 Zealots in it, and will probably go to harass whatever it can. I don't think Goodman knows that Cryoc has taken a third. Oh, good turret positioning. In the meanwhile, the base that is between the 2 players, there's a vulture, and Cryoc has mined it up, which is a good move. Forge is done, and weapons, that's probably +1. Yes, +1 is upgrading. Cryoc's +1 is done, and is he upgrading further? Not yet. Instead, he's getting his starport and the control tower. Academy is done, and he's adding on factories. He has 1, 2, 3, 4 factories, 2 with machine shops, 2 without. Goliath range is being upgraded. I don't see any Goliaths yet, but I assume he will start making them eventually. Is there any sign of air from Goodman? Yes, there is the Stargate, and I suppose the Arbiter Tribunal is going to go up soon afterwards. Goodman is on 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 gateways, 1 robo, and Zealot speed just finishes, and there was a Templar Archives somewhere. If I can find it, was it in the main? I'm pretty sure I saw a Templar Archive somewhere. Oh, there it is, sorry. right now it's not upgrading anything, but it might be that he has already gotten Storm and I missed it. What are the gateways building? Nothing really at the moment. So there are some remnants of the minefields that Cryoc's vultures have laid, and right now they are positioned outside of Goodman's base to see if his main army would move out. Where is Goodman's shuttle? He has managed again to transport some dragoons outside, but basically it's not going to be terribly useful because there are kind of sufficient defenses at the natural. Scouting vulture, all the bases are mined up very well, I must say. Goodman has taken his fourth and is putting down just 2 cannons to protect it, so it's basically going to be sufficient to protect it from light vulture harassment, but of course it's still going, in this state it falls easily to any serious attack. And I'm really sorry, I have absolutely no idea what happened to the shuttle of Goodman, unless it's somewhere here. Did it get picked off? In any case, first dropship is out for Cryoc. What's his army doing? It's probably getting +2, yes. And he's basically turtled up in a nice semicircle around his third and his natural, protecting from attacks from multiple directions. And Goodman moves out and takes a mine hit. Oh, there's the shuttle. And the Reaver cleans up a tank and a vulture that were dropped in an attempt to siege the third base. Patrolling vulture. And a Reaver and a Zealot are loaded up into a shuttle, which is not going to come out with the Dragoons. The Dragoons might try to poke up, but I think those 4 mines, the barracks, supply depot wall, as well as a ton of vultures and about 10 unsieged and 2 siege tanks are going to be way more than enough for these 10 Dragoons. So I don't think Goodman stands any chance of breaking the natural with only that force. Yeah, most of his force is here, and his first arbiter is out, and let's see his arbiter tech. I don't know if he has either stasis or recall. Okay, as Cryoc reaches about 180 supply, he starts to move out, and the Goliaths catch an outlying observer. He has a grand total of 1 science vessel, so that's not an incredible number of mobile detection. But Cryoc is going to move out with a slow push. Kind of walking onto his own minefield, which might be a bit dangerous, but there's plenty of vultures to buffer for the tanks, which are now sieging, and there's going to be a major engagement here. The first big fight. The Zealots and the vulture are trying to get a beautiful stasis field, managing to catch his own observer as well, but so many tanks are caught that Goodman is going to have basically no trouble crushing Cryoc's force that has moved out. Once those tanks unfreeze, they will be easy pickings for the Progress army. Goodman is pushing forward a bit, which might not be a good idea because all the Zealots are dead. Good D-Matrix on the tank, but it has come under fire, and oh, the observer is stasis, so it's not detecting. The dragons should really draw back and just camp the stasis tanks to make sure that they can pick them up, pick them off. Okay, stasis wears off, and okay, there are enough Zealots to tanks while there are zealots pounding on them. Obviously, that is a death sentence for both of those tanks. More arbiters are being built. There's actually 2 Stargates, but only one is building 2 arbiters instead of 1 each. And Cryoc has finally managed to stall Goodman's boost just before it reached his natural. Goodman, in the meanwhile, has taken the bottom right, so he is on 5 bases now, but his main is completely mined out, and his mineral only is going to be mined out very soon. In the meanwhile, Cryoc has mined out his main base and should send his SCVs somewhere else to mine, even to kind of saturate the mineral only a bit more, and his natural, which is almost also going to mine out as well. There wasn't another command center which I believe he wanted to float to the 12 o'clock base, which is a proper base, but and kind of falls within the Terran doctrine of expand towards your opponent within the push. Oh, there's the command center. But right now, economically, Goodman is definitely in a better position than Cryoc is. And Goodman is going to go for his second push out, not even waiting before Cryoc moves out. He's going to preemptively try and attack into the Terran force, but most of the tanks are sieged and there's a good number of vultures. Okay, the Zealous Train, another kind of good stasis, only catches 1 tank and 4 vultures, but it should still be enough to swing the tide of battle in Goodman's favor, especially since he went into a battle with quite a massive supply advantage. In the meanwhile, the command center goes and decides to go back since he can't land because of his own mine. Second stasis catches 3 tanks, that's good stasis. However, most of Goodman's army has again been destroyed, and he should probably do better with just retreating and waiting for his reinforcements. Okay, reinforcements are gathering at the natural, including 7 zealots, 4 dragoons, and 2 observers. How is the upgrade situation? 1 shield has been upgraded. Zealots are 2, so Protoss ground is 2-1-1, and Terran is 3-2. So quite a massive upgrade advantage for Terran, who had for Cryoc, who had added a second armory and was researching 2 upgrades at the same time. As usual, the second batch of gateways are going down at Goodman's other main that he has taken, so the 5 o'clock, and he seems to be running slightly high on money without being maxed, but this means that if he is maxed, he should be able to max quite well. Yes, as you can see, since Cryoc was basically on 1 base and now he's on a mineral only and 2 practically depleted guys. Oh, this does some gas, but yeah, the geyser is depleted, so he's on 1 1/4 of a geyser. He really has trouble remaxing. Basically, the only thing that he can make in large numbers are vultures, which are good as a buffer unit, but you still need the tanks to actually deal the damage. And no matter how many mines you lay, if Protoss is careful enough, he will clear all of them. This is quite a good defensive position with a minefield, a few tanks behind, and about a control group of vultures, or line vultures, defending, but there are not that many tanks. If Goodman were to unite all his forces, he should be able to break through that. A couple of vultures go down to the 5 o'clock and actually manage to get into the base, so they can start killing probes. There's only 1 cannon in range now. They're not in range of any of the cannons. An arbiter with 2 dragoons comes back to try and snipe the vultures, and most of them are dead. They did kill a few probes. They did scout the bases, but they did not cause any kind of substantial damage to Goodman's economy. On the other hand, they did buy some time for Cryoc to get up in supply. He has managed to take out his own spider mine and is mining from the 12 o'clock, and most importantly, he is constructing the refinery, which will allow him again to be on Dugas, and there is a recall at the mineral only of Cryoc, meeting no opposition whatsoever, and the command center, Cryoc doesn't even bother to float his command center away, so there is an opening, and if Goodman wants to, he could actually try and flow into the main, but oh, if there's only a couple of zealots, the launchers are going to take care of that. Yeah, you need to, he would have needed to push with all of his units, and even then, it's very labyrinth-like main construction, so the main is quite well defended from the, if you attack from the mineral only, very few units can hold it, no problem. So, as much as Cryoc is down in supply, he is actually able to hold on to his position, and he does lose his mineral only, but stops Goodman from advancing on his positions from the mineral only. However, this means that, oh, there was another recall at the top left of the map, which was a lot more successful. It has taken out 4 depots and is right now sieging down a factory, 5 depots, sorry, not 6. But it doesn't matter because Cryoc is so low on supply that losing 6 supply depots did not manage to supply block him. Big probe transfer, and the main threat for Cryoc is that, okay, he is able to survive, and he will probably lead up this force eventually, which he just did. The Arbiter survives, and an observer. But once he mines out his 12 o'clock, and maybe, well, he can't even afford to take back the mineral only, he will be starved to death, and he won't be able to rebuild after a while. A bit of a storm one tank, and now the natural overpowered SCVs. Any other worker would have died in that storm, but I think Cryoc's own tanks kind of accomplished what the storm could not, and killed all those SCVs, or at least a lot of the fleeing SCVs were caught in one of the tank splash. A few Archons are still there, and yes, having lost both his mineral only and his 12 o'clock, and basically having no income, Cryoc GG's, and that means Goodman is up 1-0 in this best of 3. Going to cut the recording here. Thank you for watching, and I'm going to be back with game 2.